Okay, wait. Okay. Narinig ba ako? My mic is unplugged daw. Do I have audio? Wait. Comments. Hello, good evening. Do we have sound? Do I have sound? Ayun gabi. Unsa atong hisgutan karong gabi una ay sis Michael Huson. Ang ating topic ay nasa title natin ngayong gabi ay fact-checking the fact-checker or fact-checking the fact-check. Isa lang naman. Not all the fact-checkers but diba? Hindi natin pwedeng lahatin. Because if you want to prove that this whole affair is doubtful, then we must do it little by little. Hindi natin pwedeng gawing hasty generalization yung ating approach. Si Attorney Ahmed Paglinawan, uy, kausapin natin. Good evening, Attorney. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Nasaan ka na ba? Wala pa, hindi pa sumasagot mga kaibigan. Dahil nandiyan lang yan, binubiro ko lang kayo. Ganyan pa ba itsura na Attorney yung mga panahon na to? Anong ginagawa mo, pre? Hello? Hello? Oh, yan. Wala siya. Okay. So, we want to do a fact-checking of an actual fact-check. Bakit natin yan gagawin if I do not even believe in fact-checking? Teka lang napakainit. Magpapaandar ako ng electric fan. Handler. Gumalawa dyan, handler. There. Okay na? Okay na yung sound. Right. Why do we do a fact-checking if we don't even believe in fact-checks? Okay, this actually started with a challenge in one of those fact-checks that I criticized in my page. And this person who challenged me is actually not a fool, okay? He appears to be an educated one. And he likes to, I don't know if just to antagonize me or what. He likes to challenge me to explain further whatever I post. Sometimes he likes to make very sharp observations and very sharp counter arguments na alam kong bata pa siya no? Na pang-UP ang dating, witty ang dating. So this time, I posted a fact check. Wala akong nakitang wit, but it was just an outright rejection na parang, pag mali, mali. Parang, what do you mean? Because in most cases, he comments in a very argumentative way. But this time, it was mostly parang, the type ng mga dilawan style na mga ayaw ko sanang kulayan or ayaw kong bigyan ng matinding atensyon na diskriminasyon laban sa mga dilawan. No? Ano ba sinasabi nito? Live viewer comment, show up on your... Yes. Why are you telling me that? Nakikita niyo ba ito? Nakasulat dyan? Why is it there? Okay. Ito kasing... Why is it there? Why are you there? Nag-advertise ka, binabayaran ka naman. Di ba pag mga may bayad, wala dapat siyang palitan natin siya. Yan na lang. Oh, hindi rin. Mali na naman ako. Okay, so this guy challenged me this time because he was not even trying to explain himself. Bakit mali yung aking hindi siya fact-check, aking kinriticize na fact-checking. Okay, you will notice yung ating reason lagi kapag tayo ay nagkikriticize. Saan ba ito? Ay nakabase siya sa ito na, ano ba? Saan ba ito nagagaling? Anyway, hintayin na lang natin si Attorney Ahmed kung ano yung lumalabas na yan. If I do this, do I change the Do I remove that? Hindi ko alam kung saan ang gagawin. Anyway, so we're using StreamYard, but okay, by the way, we have already found a way na madadagdagan natin yung may lalabas natin ng audio and video. So hopefully, yung naghihintay ng pagkakataon na, hindi, nandiyan si Atty. Ahmed. Uy, nawala. Asa na ba siya? Where is he? Ano ko nga, nandiyan siya kanina. Okay, si Atty. Ahmed ay nagsabi na sa akin that he'll be late for a few minutes. But he didn't say that he's not gonna come. But he was there just a few minutes ago. Anyway, but he'll be back. Ano nangyari? Saan ka? Ba't naputol? Ba't nawala connection mo? Kasi he was there, kanina. Siya yung nagko-connect from a remote place. Anyway, so I challenged him back na sabi ko, would you like me to fact check this one? Because what I presented was a criticism. No, I was not even applying their own rules. So, parang ang sagot niya is, okay, if you like to do it. Parang ganon. Alright, so how do you do a fact checking if you are not even a fact checker and you do not believe in fact checking itself? That is my moral dilemma. Kung tutusin, it's a moral dilemma. But it's actually quite easy, especially for this particular one. Now, why is this a very interesting fact check to begin with? Bago yan. Mag-greet muna tayo sa inyo, no? Masyado tayong excited dyan sa fact check na yan. So, sino bang nandito ng mga bago? Yun, si Mary Angel. Good evening. Si Bem. Bago to si Bem. Isa. Linis. Uy. Bago lang siyang nagko-comment siguro. Malamang kasi alam niya alam niyo may sikreto diyan. Si Attorney Ahmed yung nagbigay sa akin ng solusyon diyan. EDSA Sulo ni Sir Ed Naligaw. EDSA Sulo? EDSA Sulo. EDSA Sulo. Sulo Hotel is in Quezon, ano ba to? Quezon Circle, right? Okay. Basta ako, si Nila, of course, si Nila. Ma'am Nila, good evening. Itong standard na. So, ang sabi natin, this is a death-defying act. Why? Because pray lang po about supposed na how to solve the problems of an illustration of a certain guy, how to escape from a dangerous situation. Okay, this is a death-defying act para tong circus, okay? Cirkero tayo dito dahil this is what they're really trying to do, a show. Okay, so if this is a show, then let's give them a show. Okay, now, okay. Let me try if it works this time. Yung slides na version ng Google Slides. I've never done this before. So, halaka. Does this work? Let me see. We'll do it. And, okay. No, it's okay. Right. Next. So, okay. So, while I'm preparing the file to upload, this will allow. Okay, allow. Ang ifa-fact check natin is one that I already criticized. No? So, ang question is, can you hit the same material twice? Then, let's do it. Diba? Can you hit it? Let's see if you will believe me that it can be fact-checked. Alright? Processing pa. Okay, so torches, sulo daw ng Malacanang. Trespassers daw fake news kahit may video evidence sa PTV. Yan ba yung Yun ba yung nasa kay Adrian kanina na tinitira niya si Edwin Gao? Alam mo yun, those things, fina-fact check pa ba yung ganyan? Okay? Bakit ba pala, okay? Bakit yung kay Rappler ang gagamitin nating standard? Okay, for you who have been with us, when was that? Yesterday or the other day? Noon yung pinakita natin kung sino yung partner ni IFCN, International Federation of Fact Checkers, or International Fact Checkers Network. Okay? Nandito kayo no, nung pinakita natin yung connection ni Facebook to the fact checkers. It's through this IFCN, and IFCN has accredited for the Philippines our very esteemed uh, how do you call it? Is she a winner or a recipient? An awardee of the Nobel Prize, no? Maria Ressa. Kasi dapat ikabit natin yan lagi sa pangalan niya. Uy, kikita pala yung mga kahon dyan sa likod ko. Diba? Hindi naman yan kasama sa fact-checking. Pasama lang sa video. Usog-usog natin ang wala, ha? Yan. Yan naman yung mga kahon-kahon. Ang pangit naman nun. Pasensya na, Pinay Paparazzi. Okay, the other day. It was the other day. So, if the information that we got there is correct, you will note that the first one was actually Rappler, even before Verifiles was accredited. So, kung si Rappler yung main fact checker for some time, and ngayon lang nitong ilang years ang nakaraan na napasali si Verifiles, then their methodology na approved ni Facebook is supposed to be the one that is going to be used in fact-checking. Tama? So, yun yung standard. No bail price. Okay? No bail price. Hindi, naka-post-conviction bail nga daw eh. Oo nga, ano kaya yung post-conviction bail? Pwede pala yun. So, kung kunwari mag-snatcher ka, o di kaya gumawa ka ng krimen, pag na-convict ka, bayad ka lang ng post-conviction bail, hindi ka pa rin makukulong. Nice idea. Okay. Shall we start? Or sino bang nandito? Bago yan. Meron lang akong gustong tingnan kung nandito pa si Manong. Sino to si Musikerong Panday. Diba? Kasi kanina, thank you pala, Ma'am Nila. Thank you for this. Kanina, pinromote namin siya sa Tambayan. Diba? Ano mo, sumikat si Manong, di ba? So, Cruz, komentarista. Ito ba si komentarista ay meron ka bang show? Sorry ha, hindi kasi ako masyadong hindi ko masyadong kilala actually yung mga tao sa ating ibang mga networks, yung mga social media. Meron ka bang show komentarista? Kasi pag natapos natin yung way na madagdagan natin itong pwedeng pumasok, nag-aayos pa si attorney ng kanyang microphone, maingay. Hintayin natin lumabas yung kanyang mukha dyan sa stream bago ko siya ipasok, maka hindi pa nakanda. Okay. Si attorney Ahmed is joining us in a while. And then, hindi ako si attorney. Ito bago to siguro si Christy Kikay. Ilagay natin si Trixie kay ha. Yun. Tene, pasok na. Ahmed. Asan ba?
Wait lang.
Wait daw. Wait. Pag sinabi wait. Tama. Sige, mag-wait tayong lahat. Anna. Sino ba? Si Albert Montalban. Magandang gabi. Okay, ulitin ko I'm not a lawyer. Okay? I'm just an ordinary citizen of this country. And I am one of those happy people who have been attacked irregularly for my freedom of speech. And tomorrow I will be posting this information para malaman ng lahat ba't na kami nag-iingay tungkol dito. Actually, si Ahmed, his account is now, pagsalitan nga natin, your account is now
suspended currently for 30 days.
And
hello, good evening, everyone.
Believe me, i-introan ko lang. Nasuspend na pala siya since last week. And all the while, when I was talking to him about my own reduction of circulation, and he was telling me na, ano ka ba? Wala pa yan sa akin, suspension yun sa akin. I thought he was talking about a suspension that he suffered a long time ago. No, he was actually currently suspended. I didn't know that. Kanina ko lang nalaman. So, yun, it was really funny. Now, we've been talking about all of these takedowns, suspensions, and I didn't know. Ilang araw na natin ito pinag-uusapan that he was actually
I've
being
been
suspended.
suspended for 5 days or 7 days already.
And now, for me, I am in a reduced circulation. So, how do you prove that? I will post the proof tomorrow that I'm also suffering from what is going on. So, in fact, what we're doing is exercise in futility. Because our viewers, you guys, you are very rare. You're gem. Kayo yung la creme de la creme. Kasi titingnan niyo yung Luminous. It has
Lakem.
la creme de la creme. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Luminous has how many followers? 400,000?
Wala pa.
400,000 followers ng Luminous.
400. Tama pala,
Yes,
400.
yes.
Oh.
Me, I have 40, and it doesn't move anywhere up or down. It's just staying there.
Oo nga, napansin
And
ko.
that's what I will be posting tomorrow. And isipin nyo, out of 400,000 people, kayo lang yung nakakadalo. Anong reach, Ahmed? Makikita mo yung reach, di ba? Yung ating announcement for this one. Reach ng announcement natin
tingnan
for
ko.
tonight. Sa Luminous.
Facebook.
Facebook reach.
Facebook, no?
Itong announcement na to.
Okay.
Sabi nga sa Biblia, Biblia ba yung many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah, sa Biblia yan.
Sa Biblia yan. Anong reach mo? Makiti, good evening. Ani, Derisa, Vivian, Sel Reyes. Uy,
121 ang nakabasa nitong ating
Anong 121? Tao?
Oo. Ang reach
Come
is
on.
I need to look at the Hindi, I need to look at the
I can check mine.
Ikaw nga, tingnan mo nga.
I can check mine. I will tell them mine. Okay. A regular post. Kasi basta ko muna to. Kasi bukas ko pa yun ipopost. A regular post before would give us several thousands kagad after a few minutes. Now, for this particular announcement that we'll be having this session tonight, and it's becoming nightly and you're there, di ba? It's a great thing that you are there all the time. Ano ba itong tinitingnan ko? Ba't hindi ko na nakikita yung aking... Okay, right now, where is that post? Yun. Ang reach niya ay... Because it's running, hindi natin nakikita.
Siguro.
Okay, wait. Yun. Hindi ba? No, makikita. Okay. 2,000.
Yung reach.
2,000. So we posted this 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and only 2,000 people was able to read it.
To come across it.
So for us, with this is so okay. Ganito dito sa pagmamayabang, no. This is so statistically impossible. With our kasi kahit na nung 10,000 pa lang yung aking followers, kapag nag-post ako ng isang bagay, in about 2 hours, I would reach that 2,000. But posting an announcement for a video that is upcoming na gusto ni Facebook gawin, usually dapat mahaba yan, madami yan. Ikaw, ilan ang nakita mo sa Luminous, sir? Kita mo ba?
Ang post-reach 11,719.
For 3 hours. And Luminous has 10 times
for 400 for
okay. Luminous has 10 times my followers. So, bakit nila to ginagawa sa amin at bakit ito nangyayari? Yun yung alamin natin kasi una, ang violation ko is a hate speech. And if you have been my follower for a long time in Ramdangkal, you know that I never even write anything there that is direct curse. Dito lang naman ako sa mga fact-checking na to naglabas ng mga fact-yo. Hindi yun FUCK but it is FACT, fact you.
Fact
Di
check.
ba?
Oh, fact you.
Oh, oh. Dito lang yan. Never in any other writing. Wala. So, how could I be, uh, ano ba tawag nun? Penalized for hate speech since February? Alam nyo ako February pa pala
Oh.
ito nangyari.
Since Feb pa daw yan.
Ngayon ko lang siya ininamnam na why isn't anybody reading my posts? Why? Alam yun? So, I tried to dig in. Oh, what is this? Ano, meron pala akong violation. And then I looked into it. Hala, February pa pala to. Yun. Okay?
Di ba?
Mm.
Secret indictment.
Okay. So, this is where their fact-checking comes in, no? Kasi alam natin na ngayon na hindi pala si Facebook yung kalaban natin. Di ba? Sino kalaban natin dito, attorney? Di ba? Given what we have learned so far. Para linawin lang natin, we are not against Facebook pala. We have no reason to be angry with Facebook per se. But their representatives. Tama ba, attorney? O am I being too kind?
You're online.
Hindi, am I being too kind by that comment na hindi si
No,
Facebook
I like that. We are not. Sometimes I'm pissed off with Facebook, but I'm not, against Facebook.
itself, no? Now that we know exactly who among our, Now, itong i-fact check natin is not Rappler. It's not verifies. But we will use Rappler's rules because sila pala yung again, si incubator, sino ba si incubator? Attorney, ito ba ay fact checker din o ano bang function ito?
Incubator? Ang incubator para siyang nandun yung lahat ng tools mo na kailangan mo, like the pointers, the rules, there's a computer there. Everything is there so that if you wanted to learn fact checking as an activity that you will always do every day as a part of your job, then you will go through that incubator for a big period of time, such that after going through that and the time period ended, you are already a fact checker. You are
and
already
then
good at it.
you will become a card bearing certified fact checker of the world. Tama. Ganun mo mangyari sa yan? Magiging ka na.
Okay. Ganon.
So, shall we start, Tony?
Yes, please. Natin, Yes. Okay. Wag mo lang kalimutan natin mga friends na mag-like and share para ma-defeat natin itong algorithm thing na to. Alright. So, introduction.
Fact-checking, Phil Star's fact check on COA's own Monday. Okay, so if you will remember, okay, I already posted this, so I gave this in the intro. But this is a totally new approach. Alright? Let me see. Mahirap sentiment pala kapag maliit, no? Yun. So, when was this published again? Kasi si Ahmed was cited once for publishing today without specifying the date of that publication. Okay, let's specify. It was published last September 23, 2021. Okay? This is a fact check. Really. And for me, this is an obra maestra. Bakit siya obra maestra? This is not like the regular
masterpiece.
Fact check, and we will. It's a masterpiece because ibang klase to, ibang klase. The author here is
it's extraordinary.
Yes, because most fact checks only have one target. Isang tao lang ang tinatamaan doon o isang tao yung kinukorek nila. This one, daming
yung gumawa ng Oo.
Ay, di ba? With one fact check, you destroy so many personalities. So that's why I call this an obra maestra. No? Teacher.
Master of puppet.
Teacher Reza. Do I get a perfect score for this one? Ganun yun. Okay. Okay. So this is the proclaimed ruling. Okay? Pro talagang gumawa nito and this is full of claims. So this is the proclaimed ruling from this fact check. Okay.
Mm.
So the claims, particularly Roques, are an example of misleading content. That is the press secretary, ba si Roque, no? Spokesperson,
Mm.
no, of the president. Through the use of Aguinaldo's quote. Okay. So now this is the real person whose statement he is fact checking, si Aguinaldo, to frame the issue in a certain way and forward a certain narrative. Okay? So, in that one sentence, he is able to hit two persons of high rank in the government. Ha? So, kung ikaw reader, wala na. Sira na yung pananaw mo kay Roque. Sira mo na yung pananaw mo kay Goa, chairman. And then, you proceed to the second paragraph.
Mm.
Administration allies in both chambers repeated that there was no mention of corruption in the audit reports and that there is no reason for the hearings to continue. If he stopped there, then it would appear that they are correct, right? But users on social media too, so
Mm.
ano yan, are resharing headlines on the statements as proof that nothing is amiss. A number of comments and statements have made claims based on the quote that do not reflect what Aguinaldo actually meant. Now he knows what Aguinaldo actually means when actually
Actually
Aguinaldo
meant.
didn't say.
Mm.
Aguinaldo actually didn't say. So now he casts this direct, alam mo yun, direct imputation of ano to, deficient cognitive skills on not only one person, si Aguinaldo, but Roque, the administration allies
Who is
in
a
both
lawyer?
chambers, in both chambers, and you're talking here of all senators and congressmen who were aligned with Duterte, and that's the majority of the Senate and Congress at the time. This is
Mm.
just last year. And all the users on social media who are sharing these headlines. And, okay, am I correct, Ahmed, na before all of these things even came out, that why not look at COA? Sinong naunang nagbanggit nitong
Yeah.
COA? Sinong
Yeah. Oh, you
pinakaunang
mentioned it.
nagbigay? In Tambayan. Tama?
Mm.
Di ba? Naalala mo yun? Tayo yung
Mm.
nakaupo nun
Yeah, yeah, I
with
remember. I
Trixie.
remember. Yeah.
And this was the first,
Yeah,
di
I
ba?
remember.
And I didn't know that that was the topic, and I was just silent, and I was, di ba, fiddling with my phone, and
Mm.
then I said, teka lang, if this is a real issue, why didn't COA see anything about this? Tama?
Yes,
And then,
yes.
and then you both pick it up, and then we discuss that. Oo nga, no? Ano
Mm.
bang ng
Mm.
COA at the time? Because no one was looking at COA because lalabas din dito na si Duterte was angry at COA at the time for not doing its job. Okay?
Mm. Mm.
But this one was done prior. This is for the last year's. Okay, now. So is this the same criticism? No, this is not the same criticism. What I
Mm.
posted was not a fact check. Okay? It is a reality check. What I emphasize there is this fact checking, if done against a government official doing a public function, is going to be a healthy practice dito sa ating bansa where democracy is very fragile. Tama ba? Ano yun? Ba't naman? Fragile yung
Fragile.
ating fragile ba tayo?
Allegedly, or
Sabi, we are in the brink of
truly.
okay, and we will get to that. Nauna lang kami. We're sharing an inside joke here para sa inyo. Democracy is so fragile, and then you attack a constitutionally appointed commission doing his constitutionally mandated function, and then you do not believe
Function.
him. Okay, buti lang sana kung ang trabaho nito ay
Yes, and you represent yourself.
uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
go. No, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ikaw muna. Kasi mas gusto ko
You have to understand that COA is an independent. It's a constitutional commission. In other words, while all the other departments of government of the executive, like the PCOO, like the Office of the Press Secretary, the ILG, ganyan, those are made by statutes, meaning a law was passed by Congress and Senate to create those things, and that law is the administrative code. Okay, this is a lower level law. Okay, COA, however, was created by the Constitution. It was created by the Constitution, the highest form of law in a legal system that is democratic and republican and representative. So, ang kaya nga tawag natin din is the fundamental law. It's the law of laws. Okay? The Constitution is the law that governs all other laws. Okay? So, yan ang gumawa ng commission na natawag ay Commission on Audit. So, ang gumawa ng functions na ang Constitution din. Nandoon yan sa functions ng COA ang nasa Constitution na yan.
Okay.
So, if there's anybody who knows the functions of the COA, it's anybody who reads the Constitution and understands it.
And not only that, Attorney, maraming pwedeng maging function sa gobyerno, di ba?
Yes.
Di ba? Ano ang primary purpose ng COA? Does it involve construction? Does it involve construction?
Ano ang primary construction? What do you mean by that? To construct? To interpret?
No, construction of buildings, ganon.
No, it has no function in that way.
Meron ba tong direct service sa mga tao na alam mo frontline service? Meron, wala. Meron ba to siyang ginagawang physical na ano? Anong silbi ng COA? Bakit siya special? Because it is it is the review system of the state. Okay, everything that expends money which is allocated by Congress is evaluated by this commission. Okay.
So it does not deal with anybody directly. It just deals with receipts, with reports, and with lists of allocations and budget. It does not really talk to anybody at all but paper.
And what is the primary requirement for you to execute that properly? What
expertise? You should be an expert in accounting, an auditor, actually an auditor. An auditor is a higher form of accountancy, of an accountant. So para siyang astig na accountant kasi it needs a little bit more of education and training to become an auditor.
Okay, but does that suffice? Education and training? Or,
well,
diba, as an institution?
You also have to be as an institution, it should be independent.
And?
It is independent and transparent.
For you to be able to build?
Again, I didn't hear.
Anong kailangan mong i-build sa tao?
Confidence, trust.
Credibility,
and
trust.
Yes, credibility.
And if you call the chairman of a body whose only purpose in government is for the government to establish that you can trust us because we are being audited by a COA, and then that person is called a liar, then we have a problem here. Diba? So,
well, we have a problem if it is in fact true and based on facts. But if it is not, you have a really big problem.
Okay, now, ganito yung issue natin dito, mga friends. No? The reason why I wrote this was because of that. Because you can actually attack this person for being wrong if he was just interviewed by the media. No? He was just kumbaga, in ambush, in interview. He was just expressing an opinion as a public officer. But that particular situation, he was expressing it as an official doing an official function in an investigation inside our legislature. So we already emphasized that. That is the evil there. That's why I wrote this. No? But can we fact check this one? Yung kanyang pagfa-fact check, can we fact check at all? But if we do not use itong Fatserid venenum, they are just sowing poison, And how do we, huh? How do we fact check this? I think we can use Kant. It's okay to use Kant, attorney, no? Di ba? If
Ha?
Kant lang yung approach natin dito, di ba? Si Kant.
Kantian. Kantian.
Na kung ano yung iyong binato sa iyong
Category.
kapwa, no? Dapat
Mm.
pwede rin gamitin sa iyo.
Ito, si Immanuel Kant ang nagsabi niyan, universalizability. Universalizability.
So, hindi ka pwede magkaroon ng rule na hindi pwedeng gamitin
Mag-apply
sa iyo. Mag-apply sa iyo. So, sige, because they use a fact check and this is for the benefit of my friend, let's fact check this fact check. And first, of course, let's understand first the methodology kasi importante ito, no? Maintindihan natin. How do they do it at all? So first, itong methodology nila, again, I already explained this, na it's Rappler because sila yung nauna. This is published in their website. I don't know, hindi siya nakiklik. Okay, naglagay ako ng link dyan. But their website looks like this. This is the page that where this methodology is published, and this is also referred dun sa IFCN na kanilang accreditation. So this was published since October 1, 2017. No? So hindi talaga to bias na binago just for now. So from here you will see ano yung kanilang una muna. What do they fact check? First are statements by key public officials given their potential to translate to policy.
Brad?
Okay?
Nandito ka ba?
Oy.
Pasuyo naman ako doon ng Yossi.
Mute na nga natin yan muna. Minute ko muna si attorney, sorry. Okay. So, first, okay, ang sabi niya yung requirement is statements by key public officials. Okay. Now, Aguinaldo is a public official. We already saw that he attacked Roque there in the bottom part of this fact check. So he's another public official. But in the body of this fact check, it begins with Duterte, who is a public official again, our president. He named one congressman, si Marcoleta, and then he generalized the administration senators. And says here that they all made these statements. And then of course tayo, where will we fall there? Nandito siguro sa number 2, misleading statements or outright falsehoods by influential personalities which could affect public discourse or pose potential harm to the public. Okay. So, tingnan niyo yung requirements, ha? First, yung statement ng public official, okay, must be still in that state of translating into a policy. So what does this mean? Ito yung sinasabi ko na yung kanilang mga statement ng opinion at certain times of the day na hindi official yung kanilang function, pwede pa yung questionin. Like every congressman can be asked to give an opinion about a law that is being discussed in Congress. Hindi yun siya government policy. That is just a politician talking. Even the president, if he is interviewed, like kahit nandiyan pa sa Malacanang, he's not doing a public function at the time. But when he makes a declaration, okay, a declaration that translates into policy or translates into his official function, okay, like a law that he signs, okay. So it's not in a verbal form, but it's in a written form. He signs that into law or an executive order. That is an official function. Hindi mo na siya pwedeng i-fact check. Para sa akin based on their rules. Because you only fact check statements by key public officials when they are still in the process of being translated into policy. Okay? And this includes statements that contradict previous statements they made. Okay, pwede mo siyang i-hold against their own former statements to give them an opportunity to explain why. Maybe, no? Usually that's it. Now, second is misleading statements or outright falsehoods by influential personalities which could affect public discourse or pose potential harm to the public. Okay, we discussed this yesterday about the Supreme Court's treatment of speech. So our law has been very, very clear. Our Supreme Court was clear in that case of Chavez versus Executive Secretary. So much so that even the president had to apologize on TV for what the government did in trying to silence media on a subject that was very harmful to the president's political survival, but not uh, but not uh, not defined to be a crime in any law. So here they're already moving into personalities which are not even public officials. Usually, when you attack these people from the media, it's called what? Libel. Di ba? Di ba? When the media attacks private persons, nakamute ka pa ata, attorney. Minute kita kasi ano saan ka ba? Unmute. O yun.
Yan.
Unmute ba kita? Yun. Okay? Tama ba, attorney, no? So,
Tama,
based
I
on the
was
rules,
listening.
no? So, and at this point, they're already debating from what we discussed yesterday. Okay? And what we discussed yesterday was very clear. Uh, the right is guaranteed in the Constitution. The free speech is guaranteed in the Constitution precisely for these people who you find annoying. Di ba? The ones who disrupt the order of things.
Mm.
Okay? Now, ito, third, false claims and hoaxes circulated en masse on social media which would affect public safety have the potential to influence public opinion or incite hate. Okay, isa-isahin natin to. So claims and hoaxes circulated en masse. So meaning, it can come from either government source or any source. Basta it is distributed en masse and nag-specify siya dito ng social media.
Mm.
So based on this criteria, can we fact check this piece? I think it would still fall here because if they are considering as kumbaga like media, then them
Mm.
specifying here that this can be done on social media also refers to media, and
Yes.
them being a newspaper circulated on the internet, then it falls here. So
Yes.
kumbaga we have a ang tawag dito, attorney, we have established na may pwedeng i-fact check ang fact check dahil it is a published document, it is being circulated en masse,
Green
and
green.
as I said, it has the possibility of affecting public opinion
Public
against
opinion.
our institutions of government. So
Yes.
this is why, okay, number one, we established na meron tayong ano dito, basihan based on their rules. On number 3,
Mm.
okay? So ang
Yes.
tinira nila was this, number 1, and number 3, yung kanilang, number 2, yung kanilang tinira. Kasi dito nila tinira si Roque, si Duterte.
Influential personalities.
No, dito sa number 1, sa statement of
Public official. Mm.
Yung sinama nila yung mga vloggers,
Private person.
dito sa number 2 yon.
Mm.
So tirahin natin sila sa number 3 kasi dito sila ngayon nag-fall naman. Tama?
Mm. Mm.
Ayan. Okay, tama. Now next. Okay. How do they pass this off as legit? In their methodology, hinati-hati ko lang yung mga statement nila doon. No? The first element dun sa kanilang statement is ensure that our reports and fact checks are accurate. Dito sa kanilang introductory part. So this already gives the reader or the recipient of a fact check some level of confidence na that they are accurate. Okay, oops, la 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 la.
La.
Up,
Yan.
okay, up,
Up.
sumobra,
Sobra.
up, okay.
One more.
Isa pa. Usap pa, dahil, usap pa.
Yan.
Okay. Ang sinabi ng number 2 nilang dineclare doon is na parang ito yung preamble nila pero ginawa lang nila yung isang paragraph para medyo dissimulado.
Literary ang dating.
Dissimulado, but it gives actually a very good impression to the reader. We employ internal, ano pa yan? Ba't ka tumatakbo? We employ internal accountability mechanisms as well as a multi-level process of verification. Grabe pala itong fact-checking nila, no?
This is the requirement of
Rappler.
Facebook.
Rappler. They declared this as there. Okay? And sabi ni Rappler, based on the rich experience of our predecessor, ako na yung naglagay ng borrowed integrity. Yung news breakdown, an award-winning investigative news organization established in 2001. So ito daw kanilang law na pinoproclaim. Naalala mo yung Code of Kalanchaw, Ahmed, So for you to establish validity,
yung claim to fame yan, claim to fame.
This is a fallacy number 1. Okay.
Yep.
I just want to emphasize this point. If you read this, balikan ko lang. If you find this is somewhere there in the top. Okay, in there in this how do we do our fact check? If you look closely at how it is constructed, this is fallacy number 1. Do not forget this part. So ito, they established their credibility with promises of alam mo yun, strict
multi-level process of verification.
And then their claim to fame is itong aming rule sa baba, minana namin to sa aming
we are descended from Jesus Christ himself.
Code of Kalanchaw. Okay.
Code of Kalanchaw.
This is the Code of Kalanchaw. Sino nakakalam na peke Code of Kalanchaw? Okay.
It's a fake.
Okay. The fact checker source of power here is the presumption of credibility. And
as if it can be inherited in the genes.
So this was made in 2017. All right. Notice the dates. So this was promulgated in 2017 so that somebody will believe you that you have even the right. You cite here 2001 pa ang pinanggalingan nito. And in 2021, ito yung famous Nobel Peace Prize quote ni Madam Ressa. Without facts, no truth. No truth,
no
democracy. And that's his policy number 2 because that is argumentum non sequitur. The facts do not establish the truth. The truth is the truth. It happens. The facts are the closest you can get to the truth, but they do not make the truth. Because no truth, no facts, but not no facts, no truth.
No truth, yes.
Diba? Because
what
the facts
are
just representations of that truth.
Yes.
Okay.
They are claims to truth. Ang tawag dyan. Facts are claims to truth.
And okay, second people you try to see how Ressa is lying in front of the whole world. Do you know where I got this? This one is from an Indian website. An Indian media website who was so proud that a nation got a Nobel Peace Prize. And this is her award-winning claim without facts, no truth, no democracy.
Without any basis.
Okay. It doesn't even make sense.
Ikumpara mo yan kay Mahatma Gandhi.
It doesn't even make sense. And people take it hook, line, and sinker. Because, okay. Nobel Peace. So that is your fallacious basis for this whole thing. But it looks so nice if you look at it without analyzing.
Yes, it's dramatic.
They list there eight. I don't know if they are rules or what, but eight parang principles
ang tawag nila niyan, principles.
Kaya sabi ko, sacred techniques . But of the 8, okay, these 4 are the ones that have something to do with fact checking. The other 4
Mm.
are regular media rules on verification of news.
Mm.
Malamang yun yung kanilang minana kay news break. So wag na natin pag-usapan yun kasi
Talantiaw.
kahit yung media person, ay yun yung
Mm.
alam na gagawin kung ikaw ay reporter. Wag na natin yung pag-usapan yung 4. So hinati-hati nila yan,
Mm.
number 1, number 5, number 7, number 8. Ito yung mga, wala to sa mga regular na ano, or this has been specially recrafted.
Repackage.
So, repackage. Kaya nga, secret technique na ang tawag ko dyan. So, principle pa lang tama, attorney.
Mm.
So, number 1, ano yung pinaka-importante? The importance of accuracy. So, pag accurate ka, nandun ka na sa truth talaga niyan, ano?
Well, accuracy is that what you're saying corresponds to what is a fact on the ground. Corresponds.
Kumbaga, it hits one-to-one correspondence yan, no?
Mm.
Accuracy.
Mm. That's accurate.
Okay? But fairness is a moral thing.
Moral thing. It's an abstract comparison of the stature of one and another. So stature of a person because it goes into honor. You honor 2 persons who are supposed to be equal, then you are fair to both of them.
And then balance. So,
It's,
fairness and balance,
balance
is more, are they, it's not necessarily fair.
interactive.
Okay.
Oh, ang fairness kasi is in principle. Yung balance is what actually looks in to in perception. So for example, fair naman ako sa kanilang dalawa pero mas marami akong ipapublish tungkol dito sa isa. Itong isa ay one sentence lang. That's not balance. Diba?
Okay.
Balance here refers to something that is perceived.
All right. So why am I very hot about this issue with them? No? Not only because I am a victim, but I've been always hot against this yung haughtiness ng mga taga-media na to, no? Na okay, some truths are really known to media people. They're accurate. But you don't broadcast them because it will disrupt the balance in society. Okay? And yung fairness na element dyan is yung fairness mo sa iyong audience. And fairness mo dun sa iyong pinag-uusapan. Para lang yan chismis, di ba? People will choose not to continue spreading a chismis na kahit na alam mo yung totoo. I mean, it's very common sense. But they give emphasis to accuracy. So, kung magpa-fact check ka nga ngayon, you must be accurate. Okay? And yung fairness element mo dyan sa yung pagpa-fact check, dapat fearful ka. Meaning, if you fact check one, you fact check all. Diba? Para na itong naging korte ka na, you cannot deny the right to anyone who claims to be injured. Diba? And then yung balance mo dito, yung balance mo dito na sinasabi, will now shift. Hindi ka na media ang ginagawa mo. This is my point. When you do fact checking and you apply this, you're no longer doing a media person's job. You're already doing a court's job.
Nope.
And the balance that you will have to employ here will be to weigh one evidence over another. And you will have to express judgment on what is right between the two. Tama ba ako?
Based on the weight. Based on the weight.
Based on the weight.
The reasoning on evidence.
Yung isa, kung yan ba ay nandiyan talaga o ito ay haka-haka lang, so ang bigat nito, titimbangin mo na siya ngayon. Para ka ng justice. Di ba? So, to our audience, the point here, analyzing this okay, do not be misled into thinking na itong number 1 rule is the regular media person's responsibility. Because sa amin, na nasa radyo or nasa TV, ang yung pagkakaintindi nito sa accurate, ay, sus ko, ang daming chismis na alam ng mga media person about the secrets of presidents, about the secrets of so many politicians. But do they air that? Not because they're fake, because the public does not need to know. That is their personal life. Di ba? Kung nag-away ba si congressman at saka yung asawa niya nung nandun ka, ini-interview mo si congressman, kailangan mo isama sa report mo yan? Does the public
Well,
need to know na
according to
nag-away?
according to some media practitioners, it is necessary. Look at what they did to the post of Attorney Trixie last Wednesday.
Yun. Perfect. You tell me, is there, okay, it is accurate. It came from her. She posted it in her own, di ba?
It is true. But why is that the business of the public? Entire public that is the at least the expected audience of this news paper?
Okay. Diba? So editors serve as gatekeepers. Di ba ito yung sinasabi ko sa'yo kanina? There is nothing that goes there without editors seeing to it that reporters are accurate, factual, and nuanced. Ito medyo, okay. When there are doubts about the accuracy of a story, the author's attention is called and the necessary correction made. Then why didn't you do this to King? Hindi si Reza yung ating sinasabi dito. So key content, including fact checks, special reports, and investigations are further reviewed by senior editors. So, assuming that this incubator is following the best practice of Rappler, because ito yung model ito yung naunang
multi-level talaga.
So that means ito din sa Star also went through this process of checking. So
there is reason to assume that.
Yes, there's reason to assume that. Now, when do they do it? Major events, during SONA, election debates, research. Researchers, reporters, and editors work together to fact-check and contextualize statements made by officials and candidates real-time. So mabilisan, mas parang kung Justice on Wheels. Justice on Wheels or si Madam, sino yung Madam Justice? Yung sa TV.
Si Justice on Wheels o yung si
Hindi naman si Presida. Si Presida ako.
Hindi, si Morales, Carpio Morales.
Hindi, Judge May. Yung sa TV, yung American, yung mabilisan na.
Yung American. Si Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, ayan. So, decide ka kagad kung ano yung ipapack-check mo. Ang galing mo, no? Encyclopedic yung knowledge na kaya mong ipack-check ang presidente during a State of the Nation address.
Naalala mo si Ernie Baron? Idol natin?
Kaya niya to.
Ang daming alam na fact noon. Kasi nagme-memorize yun
Hindi.
Identity memory yun
Sino nga ba yung abogado na peke na yung sa Suits? Si Mike? Yan siguro. Meron siguro silang ganyan dyan. Si Mike. Meron. Memorize yung lahat ng pangyayari sa mundo. Okay. Kaya ako nagmamangmangan last time na hindi ko naalala yung mga because of this.
Because of
yung mga taon, hindi ko maalala kung kailan nangyari. I was just fooling you last night. Okay? Because it is really common for humans to forget details. Yes. And how can you fact check a president's State of the Nation address in real time? Aber?
Diba? How awesome are you?
Diba? If you have an intention for these fact checks to be
believed,
not only believed, because that's
credible.
What you want, to serve its purpose of, alam mo yun, dispelling untruths. Then you should be as scrupulous as the Supreme Court. It will take you years before you can make a decision whether this is really true or not.
Diba? Kasi pang showmanship na yung yung nakikinig ka ng SONA and then you fact check it at the same time in real time. That is how pretentious and exhibitionist ang dating na it's dangerous and it's it's brazen. Yung
Correct.
yung
And the
hilas,
reason,
yung hilas ba?
hilas gid kayo yun. Hilas.
Hilas.
Ngilngig.
Yeah.
Luod.
Ngilngig.
Okay.
Mm.
Luod. Okay. So, they do that, they do that sa officials and candidates, okay? Why specify candidates? How many times in a in a in a decade do we have elections? What, three?
At the most,
Three day?
kasi
Three?
every 4 years, every 6 years. Every
So,
6 years, eh.
yeah. So there are only
So
three. Those are
almost
3
two.
years, 3 years.
Average of 1 point something, 1.9.
Ah, for presidents. But yung mga senators
Mm.
every 3 years. So there are three in a decade. So there are three elections, and then you specify here
Yes.
candidates. Ah, so you have a policy based on elections, regular policy.
Mm.
Sa batas nga
You
natin,
already know
nakahiwalay
it.
ang election code eh. No, kumbaga, di ba, you
Mm.
make it so important for this to be used in elections. Therefore, you have an ulterior motive, my dear.
Mm.
Di ba? Alerts about fake
Mm.
content
Mm.
or fake news are sent out via social media posts. Okay? Now, this is what they do.
This
And
one is the easier part. Oh.
then this is
Diba?
the injury part.
Yes.
You do injury here.
This is the easy part for them to do. Kasi wala nang
Yes. And
dinidemand
then you
dito eh. Just
cascade.
accuse.
You accuse. Di ba?
Diba?
Fake content.
And then after that,
flagged.
you
flag.
retreat. Diba?
And then you flag it. You flag it first.
Oh,
You
and then
flag it.
after that, pagkatapos mong i-accuse and then destroy the credibility, you withdraw. You don't answer anything.
And then
Diba?
you say sotolo.
Mm.
I cannot be I cannot be compelled to reveal my sources, Your Honor.
Mm.
Because I'm a media person. I have a right to freedom of speech, and I have press right to be free from parang ano yun sa inyo? Not to be compelled to be a witness against my sources.
Testify against your... Yung sources naman kasi it's a special law. It was made actually, Soto law. Bago lang yan. It's a very new law.
Okay? So now they run under the law. All right. Let's start. So this one.
Let's start.
Okay, who is this target here? The target here is a top government official. He's a COA chairman, and his name is Michael Aguinaldo, and this one comes from them, okay? The nature of his statement is an official public function because it is a testimony on COA's regular audit in the Senate. And if I understand it correctly, sabay atang nagkaroon ng hearing ang Senate and Congress. Kasi dalawa to implementation nagsasabay, okay? Magkasama sila in one hearing or magkahiwalay sila?
Hindi, hiwalay.
Two occasions.
Coincidentally.
Correct. So meaning he was criticizing this person for what he did not say. Okay? Kasi dalawa yung ano, 'di ba? Kasalanan natin for what I have done and for what I failed to do, no? Same commission. Ang isa ay omission. Yun. Yung isa, ginawa mo, yung isa, hindi mo ginawa. So, dalawang beses tong taon to, sinalang sa una, sa isa. Hindi ko lang alam kung alin ang nauna, kung Kongreso ba o Senado. But, apparently, he could not have done that in one day. Di ba?
No, ang haba nga nun eh.
Oh, di ba? You've heard those investigations. It took days. Okay? So, if this guy only forgot about a certain thing that he was supposed to say, that they really had the mandate and they really did an investigation on that corruption, or they really did not. Diba? That their audit is really about finding corruption. But it is. Diba? And he just forgot in one forum, he should have been able to say it in the other forum. So that means for this guy to say it twice and for them to be so incensed about his not saying it, that means as far as this guy is concerned, that's the truth for him.
Tapos ito yung testimony niya. That is according to the Constitution.
Yes, ang sinasabi niya. What he was saying. Sige, turn it.
He was saying, the mandate of COA, which is what Constitution says it has to do. And
Okay.
he is just stating that. Okay,
Okay.
stating that he is not. That's not opinion. That is not his own interpretation of things. That is how the Constitution uh, puts it.
Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now, I need to reset the ano kasi yung file dito hindi pa nag-update. Okay, break
Mm.
muna ako ng ano, ano ko lang, i-revise ko lang yung file na ano.
Sige, babati muna ako dito sa mga
Batayin mo
friends
muna sila.
natin.
Basahin mo rin yung mga tanong nila so far. Kasi we
Yes,
will now
yes.
go to the actual fact check na ano. Okay? Yan pa lang yung ating
So,
intro.
si Rosal Romares, si Klaus Cruz, Wilma Ilario, Gina Villarant, mahirap siya sahin, komentarista, si Steel or
May tanong ba? May tanong sila so far?
Lopez. Nakita ko lang, wala pa akong nakikita. Si Genesis Magtibay, si Rain, Rian, si Judicat, si Morin, Antoinette, Tamar Garcia, si Rain, yan naman, si Maki, si Delvi, si Sue As, si Flora Puna, si Rebby, hello.
Refresh ko lang yung ano, file ha, saglit ha.
Si Joss Hamilton from England. Hello.
England.
Thank you very much indeed for watching. Si Rocky, si Sel, si Stanley, si Pinay Paparati, hello. Si Michael Huson.
Oh, si ano? Mike Huson o Huson?
Huson. This is not Mike Huson that we know, but
our friend
Mike. A good opinion. Sabi niya, knowing that fact-checking is a commercial undertaking, fact-checking companies receiving million worth of contract, for example, with FB, and knowing that fact-checkers earn as much as other online work, we can say that generally it is a lie that they're doing it for public service. Well, I don't really know if fact-checking is that how do you call that, lucrative activity. I don't know for a fact, so I withhold opinion on that. Fact checking companies receiving millions worth of contracts. Yeah, maybe not, but nevertheless, even if you receive so much money for what you do, if what you do it really is for the good of the public, then you're doing a public service. And there is no contradiction in there. Even if you are being paid, but if redounds to the benefit of the public at large, then you are doing a public service. That is all right. They are not mutually exclusive concepts. Okay. Si Judicat, okay. Nila, hello Nila. Si Serena Labor.
But in the meantime, attorney, siguro ang pinakamagandang i-explain mo sa atin, ano, yung concept ng responsibilidad based on yung ating regular civil code provisions na injustice in what you do, mga ganon. Hindi, yung ano, yung exercise of rights. Yeah, the obligation when you exercise your right, di ba? Importante yun na ma-emphasize natin at this point.
Okay. Meron tayong provision din na tawag na human relations provisions sa civil code. Ang sinasabi, I don't know. Let me see. I think it's
the first article
section 21. I think. Let's see. Civil code. So article 20 or 50. Let's see. 50. No, 21. Hindi, 50 talaga yun eh. Okay, that's 50. Let's try 50.
No. Nasa mga 20s lang yun kasi yung...
20, mukhang 20 kasi ano yan eh. Human relations na. Parang catch-all kasi yan. 20 yata to.
27.
Ayan. Nahanap ko na. Okay.
Ano mo muna yan. Insert mo muna yan kasi importante yan na basis na sa pag-analyze natin dito. Why is it important for us to be fair?
No,
Diba?
where is that? I can't see it.
More
There.
of the 11 pa nga ata. Everyone
There,
is
here. Article
on the,
20.
ayan.
This is what is called Article 20 and 21. Yung 21, let's just ignore that for a while. Yung Article 20, yan yung tinatawag na human relations.
Nawala ka ng audio. Yun eh.
There.
Naghang ka. Ulitin
Okay,
mo.
every person who, parang ano tayo, parang tinatrattle din tayo sa internet.
Ha?
Anyway, parang tinatrattle din tayo sa internet. Parang bumabagal lang. Anyway, patuloy lang natin to.
Oh, yeah.
We can do this again.
Every person
who, contrary to law, willfully or negligently causes damage to another, shall indemnify the latter for the same. Okay. Does this cover crimes? Diba? Every person who, contrary to law, willfully or negligently causes damage to another, shall indemnify the latter for the same. Does it cover crimes? Yes, it covers crimes. And but however, crimes have a separate punishment, okay, and payment of restitution or reparation, because crimes are violations against the rights of the state. Ito, Article 20, these actions or inactions, okay, willfully or negligently, you intended to do it or you failed to observe diligence in doing something, hindi mo siya ginawa, so omission, itong willfully is commission, ito ay violations of rights against another citizen. Okay? So crimes are violations against the rights of the state, Dito, Article 20, human relations provision, it is about actions or inactions that are against the right of another citizen or another person. Yan. Yan yun.
Oh, so, ibig sabihin, kung meron kang karapatan, hindi mo siya pwedeng basta-basta na lang na i-exercise. Like
No,
the rights of media
saya
people.
ka lang dyan.
Di ba, yung mga media people, meron naman talaga silang right, di ba? Tama, di ba?
Oh,
May
ang
right
Article
naman talaga
19, meron nga in the exercise of rights, parang ganun,
yan.
you are expected to be fair. Let's see. Ayun. I memorized this because these are very important provisions of the civil code. When I was a student, I really memorized these things. Itong makasunod-sunod na human relations provisions. Ito yung 19. Every person must, in the exercise of his rights and in the performance of his duties, act with justice, give everyone his due, and observe honesty and good faith. Diba? So that's a really beautiful motherhood statement. But it does not stop there. This statement or provision is a very abstract but at the same time very understandable statement. Na kung meron kang obligasyon o function na duty na kailangan mong gawin o meron kang right na pwede mong i-demand from others, okay, you cannot just demand it like you are the greatest man of all. O, di ba? You're God's gift to everyone. You have to do it with justice and give everyone his due. Na kahit na pwede mo siyang i-demand sa kanya itong right mo, but when he is incapable of that, you have to see it and not demand it yet. Parang ganon at that point. Kasi halimbawa,
not only that, kunwari meron siyang right to reply, alam mo yun? Right to reply, right to contest or get his side. Fairness. It's a very, very basic requirement of fairness.
Fairness at saka balance na sinasabi kanina sa rules ng Rappler. So observe honesty. So you have to be honest not only in your words, but also in your mind, intellectual honesty. Okay, intellectual honesty. And good faith. Good faith means na it is not about you, it's about the others. That parang sa akin mas importante kasi yung how you take the other people in their words or in their actions na hindi mo i-accuse kagad. Halimbawa, ito, nakikita ng mga tao, si Clarita Carlos, and saying all of these things about NTF, LCAC, and NPA and all that. And ano ang reaction ng karamihan? Di ba? Inatake kagad. Inakusahan kagad na NPA pala to eh. Doing that is not observing, giving everyone his due and observing honesty and good faith. Kasi inakusahan mo na kagad, hindi mo pa nga hinihintay yung konteksto na sinasabi nito. Pero binanatan mo na agad. Di ba? Hello, Sas. Hello, good evening.
Tama.
It's an honor to have this friend here, si Sas.
Sino? Si
Sas.
Oh, si Sas is listening. Okay.
Good evening, Sas.
Good evening, Sas.
Okay.
You are among our, very...
maligned friends.
Maligned person. You and Trixie, you were named specifically.
Yeah. Si JP, Mocha.
Okay. Now, nandun na tayo sa... Nasaan na ba tayo, pare ko eh? Doon na tayo sa the actual, The actual, Ano sabi nila, no? Ano sabi nitong Philippine Star? Okay, sabi niya...
Ano sabi ng Philippine Star?
Okay. What they left out. Okay, what they left out. Aguinaldo was referring solely to the contents of the COA report as he pointed out that proving corruption was not the COA's job to begin with. The word corruption is not once mentioned in the COA's constitutional mandate. Our mandate is primarily to examine, audit, and settle accounts, Aguinaldo told the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Properly called the Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigations. The Blue Ribbon Committee has jurisdiction over all matters relating to, including investigation of malfeasance, misfeasance, ito paborito ni ni Gordon ng mga terms, no? Misfeasance, malfeasance, by government officials. Misfeasance. Okay, wait. Okay. Aguinaldo had to repeat before the House Committee, ibig sabihin inulit niya pa. And the public accountability, and good government and public accountability, that the audit report on PSDBM did not actually say that the pandemic supplies purchased were overpriced. There's no statement to that. The observations related more to inventory management than overpricing. So it's not right to say that COA said they were overpriced in a report, Aguinaldo said in Filipino. Some members of the House took this as proof that there was no corruption or overpricing to speak of. This is for them wrong. Okay? So, what do they say here? Okay? The hearings were prompted by deficiencies that COA found, but government auditors, binilugan ko pa, did not set out to find proof of corruption in government offices that they looked into. Sabi niya dito, the commission shall have exclusive authority. So it sinite niya yung Constitution. And this is where I attacked him on that, di ba? On that on my blog. But this is not where I will focus this time. And sabi niya dito, the COA daw found out that there was the COA daw found out that there was an anomaly, but they did not pursue.
Find proof of that corruption, of that
when
anomaly.
In fact, the Constitution said that the COA will have the authority to set and define the scope of its audit. So how can you tell this COA that they failed because they didn't find proof of corruption in the government office that they were looking into? Now that was for the first okay? And these are, as he said in his report, these are itong nasa kabilang side, ito daw yung nasa website ng COA na functions ng COA. It doesn't say they're looking for corruption, right? All right. Now, sabi niya dito, the necessary context here is the Senate's ongoing...
Nawala. Okay. Yeah. This is what was unsaid, not said.
Okay. So the necessary context there is that the spending flagged by the COA had set its sights on the dividend procurement service deals with the pharmaceutical. Why does it matter? Though it was not mentioned in the COA report, Senate hearings found that Pharmali sold the items at a price higher than the company's, particularly face masks, that were purchased at 27 apiece versus companies selling mask for just 13 pesos. Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is how I
Okay.
will fact
Yeah.
check this. This is now the
Look at
fact
that.
check.
Look at that. Go ahead.
Focus on
Go ahead.
this. Okay? Focus on this. This one was published in September 23, 2021.
Mm.
It says here, the Senate hearings found
Found.
that Farmally sold items at a price, and this is what is all in our minds, that they were really
Mm.
overpriced because there has been a finding in the Senate.
Mm. But was it during this
Now,
writing?
now, ito yung question. What does finding mean? When you say
Mm.
found, when the Senate hearing, because at the Senate hearing in this case was sitting as an investigating committee, the blue ribbon. When it
Mm.
says it found, when you say here, when you report that it found,
It's a
sabi ni,
finding of fact.
it's a finding of fact. And sabi ni Rappler sa kanilang methodology, it must be accurate.
Mm.
Accurate, one-to-one correspondence. Then let's define
Fair.
found. Fair and
And balance.
balanced. Okay.
Mm.
And you are here showing an imbalance here, that the the purchase price of 27 is really wrong because there is a finding that there is a cheaper source. Now, was that
Mm.
cheaper source really established as a fact? When you say it already found there, then it has already been established as a fact. But
Mm.
what is a finding? A finding is the
What is the
result
finding?
of the deliberations of a jury or a court. A decision upon a
Mm.
question of fact. A
Mm.
fact, kaya nga to fact check, di ba? A question of fact reached as a result of a judicial examination or investigation by a court, jury, referee, coroner, etc. A recital of the facts as found. The word commonly applies to the results reached by a judge or a jury. Now, I leave you to think about it for a while. Was
Mm.
there a Senate Blue Ribbon Committee report that found this one to be true?
Yes, that it was 27 instead of 11.
Yeah, is
Has
there a
that
Senate Blue Ribbon Committee
was a
report
finding. Mm.
that has this finding signed
And signed.
by senators, yung
At this
signed pa
date.
nga, at this date,
At
at
this
this
date.
date, at this
September
date.
20.
No, no,
Kailan
no,
to?
at
September.
this date,
Right now. Right now. As of now.
as of now.
Wala pa.
Oh,
Wala. It's unsigned. They didn't
yes.
vote. They didn't vote in favor of the findings supposedly of the hindi pala, report ni
Okay.
Gordon.
Now, my friend, okay. Just as simple as that.
Mm.
I will say, fact check, debunk. Because this is the
No, this
entire,
fact check
this is the
completely
entire,
failed.
this is the entire basis of that, alam mo yon? No, Aguinaldo, you are lying. No,
Mm.
Aguinaldo, you should have found this. No, Kowa, you are wrong.
No,
Every
Roque, you are lying.
You're lying. You, all of
Mm.
you bloggers who are,
Bloggers, mm.
you are repeating what the president said, that COA has not even
you
found
are
any.
paid
You are all fake news.
paid trolls.
You're all paid trolls. And now
Mm.
all of you, Attorney Ahmed, and me,
Mm.
I brought this up for the first time in Tambayan.
Mm.
Itong COA. Now, I didn't see anything here that says anything about
Mm.
an anomaly in the COA report.
Mm.
That was before Rocky raised this point, okay?
Yep.
But I'm not
Yep.
even claiming I'm not claiming what do you call it, credit for this. But my point here is,
Prior ano.
my point is, from the very beginning, I already saw that there was no COA report,
Mm.
okay? And then now they're fact checking the COA chairman is based on
Saying
this. Is
saying
based
that
on
uh,
this assumption. This is an assumption.
actually
Sabi
it's
niya,
not an assumption but the way it is presented here, it is really an
in fact,
authoritative statement
of a
of
fact.
a
Of a
of a
fact that
fact.
doesn't exist. That doesn't exist.
And
Yan ang kuha lang
if
tuloy.
you interrogated this statement of fact ng Philstar, it will not answer you any convincingly whether or not it has a basis at all in reality, in sanity, and in fact. Kasi at this time, when it was written, September 2021,
There
wala
was no
pa,
finding.
hindi pa nga tapos yung report. Nakakulong pa nga yung pinakulong ni Gordon. Di ba? So, how can you find facts as this and be able to have the goal to state authoritatively such that you will actually say, as against
You mis-
COA, which is a constitutionally created body, that it is wrong and you are right.
yes, because they made a
Where do
finding
you
in the
get
Senate.
that? Oh,
They made a finding in the Senate that it was 27 and not 13. I don't know
eh.
that it was bought at 27, but there was 13. Kasi ito kasing 13 I will really attest na, okay, given our faulty memories, di ba? If somebody will
Mm,
tell you that there was 13 pesos at the time, I would even tell you there was no face mask at the time.
mm, mm,
Naalala mo yung nagkukumahog ako?
mm.
Ahmed,
Naghahanap
na
tayo ng ano.
naghahanap ako ng face mask.
Mm.
And who gave me face mask? It was not the government, it was Ateneo who gave me face
Yep.
mask for my employees. Okay?
Mm.
Because we could not buy not even for 100 apiece.
Exactly.
And then you will tell me there was 13 pesos just lying out there at the time?
Found by this guy,
That fact
even
has to
ahead
be
of the Senate.
established. Diba? That 13 pesos has to be established by unquestionable evidence. Diba? Or
Mm.
unassailable evidence. And okay, assuming that the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee has that authority to make that finding, you have to wait for the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee to come up with their report.
Mm. Mm.
Otherwise, there is no finding of fact.
Oh,
Otherwise,
and
this
there
is
is
just a complete lie.
this is a complete lie or something that you pull out of your back orifice,
No,
for
they,
lack of a better term.
hindi sir kasi he did not make this up. This really came up in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. This shows
But is it fact?
lack of skill.
Those are just
Kaya nga,
allegations.
kaya nga,
Those are just allegations.
then this
Those
is
are not
just
yet fact.
kaya nga, yung nagsulat nito only showed his lack of skill.
Lack of brain, I think,
lack of
is a
foresight,
better
lack of foresight,
skill.
lack of,
Lack of skill.
tatlo yan, di ba? Lack of foresight, lack of,
Skill.
basta last yung lack of skill. So this is lack of skill. Di ba? When he goes on accusing from the president down to us,
Down to us.
down to us, kasi kasama tayo dun eh. Tinamaan tayo lahat eh. Kaya nga sabi ko, this is a unique fact check because it hits so many people in one stroke of a pen.
This is not a fact check eh. This is a hubris.
But they established this fact.
It's completely messed up.
When they established this fact as the basis for all of their kasi dito siya, why does it matter? Because ang sabi niya dito, hindi nakita ng COA report but the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee found, wala na, tapos ka na dyan.
Siya na kagad yung tama.
The reader,
pero tingnan mo, the way it is written is innocuous. Para siyang innocently, saying just these things. And if you are not an analytical reader, this statement right here in front of us is harmless.
Parang tanggapin mo as true. In fact, you will believe that it is true.
If you take it as true, it doesn't have any effect on anyone. So parang sa'yo, okay, kung sinungaling to, hindi mo ka iisipin na sinungaling to but later on, because we just told you that it's a complete and straight-faced lie, ay mag-iisip ka ngayon, pero wala namang na-damage.
There is a damage there.
Just reading this, walang damage na apparent. But we will get to that.
No, there is really damage here. Where is the damage
here? Brain damage nung sumulat niyan.
In fact, hindi. Because this is not the only output from media that emphasized that there has been a finding in the Senate of
Mm.
these things as facts. But
Mm.
as of now, even right now, I'm
Right
not
now.
I'm not sure if this is a fact. I'm not sure if this is fact, but you can correct me about whether kung up to June 30, napapirmahan ba ni Gordon yung kanyang Senate Blue Ribbon Committee report? Because as long as there was no report, that entire investigation just goes to the trash can. It has no report. Now
Oh, because
everything that came out,
that Senate is over. That
because
Senate is over. May
kaya nga,
bago na Senate niyan.
everything that was uncovered there or expressed there, they're all worthless. So
Mm.
what will remain as part of the truth is the public record, and the public record is the purchase documents of the DOH and the
Mm.
findings of the COA, and it says 27 pesos. Now, you poison the people's mind with the 13 pesos there.
Pinangunahan
You,
mo.
no, kasi para siyang na-establish it was never established,
Mm. Mm.
di ba? May
Yep.
nagpresenta na meron akong 13 at that time. Where was it? Where is it? Do you have evidence?
Yeah. Yeah.
What quantum of evidence was presented to support that? I do not know, but
Oh, well, nobody knows.
nobody knows. But okay, will that stand up in court? We do not know also because Duque was
Well,
never charged,
no, he was never, no, he was never
di
asked.
ba? But what is the impression left? That Duterte just simply allowed Duque to commit all of this corruption,
Mm.
and the family
That was
guys
there.
made money out of the government
Mm.
without that fact being established as true.
Mm.
Now
So,
that is the
see,
great.
nakita nyo na.
There's a
Nakita nyo na,
harm. There's harm.
there's harm. Well, dito sa statement na to, wala kang makikitang harm eh. Pero pag inisip mo ngayon na this is completely false, naniwala kami,
And then
nagpakulong ka ng tao, Gordon.
and then
Nagpakulong ka.
ipasa mo to sa media, isaksak mo to
Naniniwala
sa
ang mga
utak ng ating
tao.
mga listeners. But
Mm,
do you know that up to now, this is not a fact?
yun. That's right.
Di ba? It is not
Diba?
a fact.
So now we have an anomaly. Here is a media man, a journalist
No,
in
this is our only evidence, but this is predominant sa buong Pilipinas, pati mga tao. They believe this to be true as a fact.
yes, yes. Pati yung mga warden doon, yung nagbabantay sa kulungan yung mga pinakulong ni Gordon, they believe this as true, such that they based their duty on it. That they guarded this guy so that he cannot get out of jail because this one is true.
Because he fooled our Philippine government. He sold that 27 at 13 peso face mask. How much is face mask now? It's only 50 centavos, what? Piso, di ba? So even this 13 is anomalous, di ba?
Well, it's unbelievable, incredible, pero di ba?
No.
It's business.
What I mean is, di ba? That 27, if that was the price at that time, and the COA didn't find anything wrong with that, then why the hell did we waste our time on that entire thing? Di ba? Pero hindi pa natapos yung Blue Ribbon Committee because the media kept on harping that it was already a finished business and this is already
And there is already corruption.
There's already corruption. Then you have now that corruption element established against Duterte, against Duque, which I've always maintained. I want Duque out. He is incompetent. But I do not believe he's corrupt. Diba, based on what they're showing there, kumbaga, prove it. Prove his corruption.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is not proof.
Okay, but if we backtrack, okay, here is a blatant lie said, written, and published
in a fact
by
check.
a newsman.
In a fact check.
In a fact check. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back, ha? Konting-konti lang. Ang sinabi niya dito, this guy not only established a fact out of his back orifice, he also made it a declared fact that the function of COA is to find proof of corruption in the government offices that they look into. And that is a juxtaposition of one claim to truth against another, which is the mandate of the Constitution as worded in the Constitution. Okay, and this guy just pulls it out of his ass and says, "This is the truth. You guys are lying. You bloggers are so full of it." Ito yan, itong tao na yan. Uh, Beautiful, isn't it? It's like God learned
And
to type in the computer and said all of these things and called
and to be
all of
honest,
us patrons, liars, and
mm,
corrupt.
mm.
Huh? This guy, he did that.
and and to be honest, I have never even checked a single fact check made by Rappler. I'm
Maybe
quite
if we did, maybe if we did,
excited now to look at Rappler's own fact checking.
interesting. It's interesting.
So why don't we challenge everyone, diba?
Mm.
You know their methodology. You now know what to look for. These are their rules. Try to
Oh, why
apply
don't
it
you
on their
do
own
it
fact
yourself?
check. Do it yourselves. And then when you find something and you're not sure na ano, sige, ipasa nyo muna sa amin and we will counter check. If you are right, and then, of course, go ahead. We'll send it back to you and then say, go, 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 go. Di ba? And then we'll back you up. Di ba? Basta ang punto dito, they list their 8. These are the major things that you need to look into. Is it accurate? Yung kanilang fact checking, was it accurate? Is it fair? Is it balanced? If not, then maybe ano. Kasi yung accuracy, importante yun. Like that one, you get a definition from a legal dictionary. What does found mean? Simple lang, di ba? It's just a simple word. Wrongly used, then you have a big, big problem because it becomes an outright lie. Yan. So, yun. Hindi ko pa nakikita yung mga Rappler and stuff. But ito yung kanilang rules. Again, if you wanna check it out, you can find it by searching Rappler fact check methodology and then look for that site which has this. Yan.
Yeah, no? Yung underlined, ano?
Ha?
Yung underlined link. That is
Hindi
the
kasi
URL.
nilagyan ko ng link, kaya lang hindi pala siya nakiklik. I thought it will be...
Yung hyperlink. Hindi gumana yung hyperlink.
But ito yung symbol niya. No. Kaya pala. Try mo muna.
But do we let them, muni on this for a while? Ruminate.
I want to hear their reactions, di ba?
Ruminate muna bago natin i-connect doon sa
Alas 12 na
freedom or democracy index.
Kaya nga,
of the
alas 12 na So, we will just tease them.
Yeah. So we will just stop at a review of this fact check, which now turns out to be so completely full of air and hubris, and I don't know what to call this guy anymore right now. I mean, he's the clown of the new kid in town. So, but here it looks like it is no harm done, right? But we will tell you tomorrow maybe the actual harm that is not only imminent, but it's already happening. It's already happened to me, JP, to everyone, and to the entire nation in relation to the pandemic and in relation to the everything else.
So, balik tayo sa number 3 because this is our basis, di ba? Number 3, ito yung law natin na sinundan. The law of barriera. False claims and hoaxes circulated en masse on media, not just social media, on mainstream media, which could affect public safety and have the potential to influence public opinion, and it has, and incite hate against Duque, which it has.
Diba? What example what better example of hate can you paint um, that is worse than sending into prison two persons for an accusation of corruption and lying,
Sino,
based on this
sino
wonderfully
sinasabi?
uh, thought out statement of fact by this guy who
Hmm.
wrote this.
Okay. Attorney. Bigyan mo nga yung basic structure ng decision ng isang judicial decision. The basic structure, the first part, the second part, para
Okay?
makita nila na the basic structure of a decision
Of a court.
of a court.
Hmm.
Para makita nila yung analysis na flow, di ba?
Dalawa lang yan.
Hmm.
First is the statement of facts.
And then,
Second is the judgment, the finding. And then
Dalawa.
ano ba yan? Kung first part, second part, the second subpart, which is 2A, is called the ratio decidendi.
yes.
Ratio decidendi. Write down because I can't type. I'm
Ratio decidendi. Saan ba nakakasulat dito? Sa comments?
Sa chat.
Sa ano? Banners? Dito sa chat. Ano yung ilalagay dito?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ratio decidendi. What is it?
Okay. The reason for the decision, the ratio, this is the, tama ba yung spelling ko?
Yan yun. 2.8.
Okay. So, in his case, yung kanyang, yung sinabi niya na what matters, di ba, was a statement of fact. No? Yung kanyang sinabi dito to sa statement of fact. Yung counter statement na to ng to. Di ba? Inisent niya to as his basis. Actually, this is the anchor niya Anchor ng kanyang buong argument to Because this starts this portion, no? Why does it matter niya?
So it appears to be in a decision, if you look at this as an analog of a court decision, this part is the finding of fact part.
Kumbaga parang dito na pumasok yung artistic analysis ng isang judge, di ba? And yung example ni Rowie na bakit tinanggal yung isang bata sa exemption dun sa age, yung may binaril siya using a rifle, while yung isang bata na nakabaril using a handgun was sa age, but yung isang bata na nakabaril using a rifle hindi kinonsider yung age. So what is the difference? So dyan papasok ngayon yung analysis, and this one was his anchor for his analysis. The rule of law on which a judicial decision is based. An obiter dicta, a judge's expression of opinion uttered in court in a written judgment, but not essential to the decision. But this one is part of the fact, no? Yeah, tama yan, Michael. I like that.
It's not important to obiter dictum. Obiter dictum is it's just an aside. Parang tipong, well, incidentally, we can say this also. Yung court dyan. Okay, so there are just two parts. With decision. But coming up with those two parts is very, very hard to do. You have to train to be a lawyer, and then you have to experience being a lawyer in court, and then become a judge, and experience being a judge in court to be able to find facts and write the ratio decidendi.
Yep. So, meet my dog. My dog is calling me.
May tanong ba kayo dyan?
May tanong kayo?
Tanong kayo.
Ay, kanina si Pinay Paparazzi, meron siya sinasabi. Sino to si Mike Abe? Who is this? Ay, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, who is this? Who knows this person? Anong
Sino si,
network to? Para mahanap lang
sino si Mike
natin.
Allen?
Bakit? Oh, sino yung Pinay Paparazzi? Explain yourself, Pinay Paparazzi.
Explain yourself. Stand up and deliver.
Alam mo, pag nag-law kayo dun sa college of law, ma-experience nyo yung what happened in this case. Hindi ka nagbasa. Ay, nako. Si SM.
Kumakain ako ng kasoy kasi I have this really, really bad case of acid reflux. Pag kumakain ako nito na neutralize yung acid dito sa leeg ko, dito sa lalamunan ko.
SMNI. Bakit nagpa-fact check ba si SMNI?
Ha?
Or nagre-report lang ng mali? Because those are two things, ha? Yung mag-report ng mali as a report, maybe you can just call that because people will not believe it as a very...
Meron ka namang erratum chance for erratum or errata.
But this one, pwede naman sila mag-erratum, but alam mo yun, iba yung presentation nitong fact check This is a new kind of thing na
this is not the regular function of a journalist. Fact checking is not the regular function of a journalist. It's the editor that does it.
In the same way that burning people in the stake is not a regular function of a priest.
Of a court?
No, of a priest during the time of the Inquisition.
Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So isn't this the new Inquisition? Isn't this the new witch hunt?
Absolutely. The Intifada.
What's wrong with this man? He talks and gives his opinion. Minsan hindi niya yata malalaman na mali yung sinasabi niya. Okay, if he's committing errors but he's not presenting it as God-given truth, di ba? For me, he's just an incompetent reporter, di ba?
But this is a fact check. This is not a news report. You cannot be excused using that.
Okay, this is a different species. This is a different species. Alam mo, Pinay Paparazzi, you are right. There are a lot of reporters who do not know their 2 cents worth of their even ID. They're not even worth their ID. Sabi nga, di ba, ang dami reporter dyan na bumili na ng suka. Narinig mo na ito, di ba? Ha?
It's really sad, and now it's really frustrating to revisit what this Rambo Talabong said about bloggers and the air of arrogance and hubris with which he said all those things. Na parang nangi-insulto na parang they are the gatekeepers of truth, that they know all of the things that they can make claims even as against a court. In the case of Maria Ressa, they did that. Philstar did that to the CA and the RTC. And they would do this to a COA official, to the Senate and the Congress. And they will do that to us.
Highlight. Number 5. Editors serve as? Number 5.
Gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Speaking to that reports are accurate. This has been extrapolated by that statement of Maria Ressa and her ilk. Na sinasabi na we are the gatekeepers of truth. Blah 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 blah. And they have this newfangled concept that is not really new because we already knew it when I was still a student of philosophy. They call it truth decay. As if it's a really new discovery by Rappler and all that, and all the neoliberals in the U.S. But no, we already knew it. We already knew the paradigm shift phenomenon and all of these things. But these people, they think that because they are journalists and the reporters, is that they know all of these things, even as against me, a lawyer. And talking about Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit hindi alam ng mga tao to na ang definition ng fact. That it has something to do with the court. I don't know why people didn't know this. Such that when I first responded to all these people when we were called to the Senate, talk about all of these things. Sama namin sina TV, sina SAS, nandun, sina Mocha, and everyone, and Trixie was there. Gusto ko ipaliwanag. I wanted to talk there, pero parang walang nakakaintindi even sa mga kasama ko, sina Trixie, they did not understand what I was trying to say na fact has something to do with the court. And we are lawyers. And these people are calling us fake news peddlers. And they're talking about fact-checking us. How come they have the gall to say that we don't know what facts are and that we are fake news peddlers when they don't even know the definition of what the hell a fact is? And nobody understood it because it's kind of a philosophical and stuff like that. It's abstract and a logical argument. But now we explain it to you so completely and so simply. There it is. How come this guy can say all of these things even as against the Constitution, the provision in the Constitution, even as against the Senate and Congress, even as against COA and everybody else, like Harry Roque and everyone else? This guy has just a completely hollow skull.
There. Yeah, no. Fine.
There it is.
Is to be determined by evidence presented at trial.
Na tipong when they start talking about we journalists have we have the right to we know how to deal with the truth. We take care of the truth. And I go, really? Even judges in courtrooms don't claim to know the truth. They only have the competence to say the facts as found in trial.
Kaya nga,
If
but
you magsasabi kayo na you know the truth, really?
Okay, and di ba, si Michael sinasabi, no? Apply the rules of evidence in sifting facts from fiction. And that is true. The court's jurisdiction is not in the finding of truths, but just facts, establishing facts. Okay? And as you say here, what is the philosophical basis of all of these things?
Zero.
There you have it. On the black portion, because the belief of these people is anchored on this belief that without facts, no truth.
There is no truth.
No democracy. Oh
There
my
is
God.
1,000 cats.
Actually, democracy can exist without truth or facts.
It doesn't matter.
This is so fallacious. Huh? Facts are not necessary to establish the truth. The truth may be necessary to establish a fact, but not really all the time because actually you can establish a fact. Overwhelming the court with evidence to support that finding.
Tingnan mo to, James. That the sun is the center of the solar system did not require the statement of that fact that the sun is the center of the solar system during the time of Galileo. But
Before,
it's true. It is true. There you go.
Yeah, that was fact, that was truth before. And there was no democracy then. Meron naman democracy then?
Yeah, but this is just the beginning of the heartache that we will do to these people.
Yeah.
If they really can still feel heartache.
So, ang problema lang talaga natin because we don't have circulation. And tomorrow we will focus on in our posts. So you will understand what's really going on in terms of circulation. No? Because itong mga sinasabi namin, kung dati,
Share kayo. Share this. Kung
share
nandyan si
nyo,
Sas,
share nyo.
share.
You can help, you can help, you can help.
You can
You can
help,
help.
not us. Don't think of helping us. Helping people. Trying to sort these things out.
Help bring out this information. Kasi we have to undo this, wala nga nagko-call out sa kanya dito without facts, no truth. No truth, no democracy. My God. Doesn't
No,
even...
if there was a philosopher in that team of Maria Ressa, they would probably be better off, and she won't be in jail. But she won't be going to jail. But what the hell?
Okay. I'd like to react lang dito sa mga comments nila about Mike Abe. No, I do not know him personally. But for me, the way you described him, he does not even present himself as the guardian of truth or ano. But for me, di ba, it's okay to be mistaken. It's okay to present an unpopular opinion. So if he's running an opinion show and his opinions are out of this world, then maybe it's just his station manager who likes him so much that they're giving him airtime. Or maybe he bought that airtime. That's why he can afford to say whatever he wants. But as we discussed yesterday, you cannot stop a person from talking just because you don't like what he says. As long as what he is saying does not constitute any kind of violation that has been defined in any law, not to be said. Diba?
So it's really simple. It's a very simple framework. Once you are familiar with this now becomes a pair of glasses for you, so that when you look at a fact check done by anyone, you already know how to to take it apart, like deconstruct it, and then
buntis. Papabibing
ko
ko.
Ano yung aso na yan? Anong breed niya?
Papabibing ko. Ano to? She's a Shih Tzu na liver na maliit. Kaya lang, 2 beses na siyang nabuntis ng aking Jack Russell. Kaya lumalabas na anak niya ay Shit Russell.
Shit Russell.
They call it Jack Tzu, no? But I call it the other way around. It's Shit Russell.
Parang pareho kami ng buhok niya na.
Buntis to ngayon, sinong gusto mag-bidding dyan, pabid ko na kaya yung mga anak nito. Papabid ko to, papabid.
Tingnan mo, pareho kami ng buhok.
Yun o. Magkamukha kayo. Yan. No truth.
No fact, no truth. No truth, no democracy.
No hair.
Ang gagaling.
And no hair.
Sige.
So,
alright.
Pag no
Okay,
hair,
so,
no hair, Harry Roque. Ano ba?
Ha?
Pag no hair, Harry Roque.
Meron na yan siyang buhok ngayon, nagpatanim na yan siya
Then that is not true. Is it
teacher ko yan, Harry Roque sa international law, public international law sa UP. He was my friend.
For sale. Miriam, for sale. The real battle is with foreign media. Yes, precisely. It's real, okay, si Adrian pala to eh. Yeah, foreign media. Spoke with the former PCO Yusek. Okay. Ano problema daw nila? SOCMED influencers in the US. But unfortunately, she said that it is not. Don't know what happened. Yeah, precisely. That's what we're talking here. That was one way they destroyed Duterte's unbreakable streak of popularity. Ako, I've been very honest. Hindi ako supporter ni Duterte from the very beginning. Oh, we got 2 hours already. Music na ba tayo? May tanong? On Abe, ano yung it is off-putting to have listen news and news reporter airing his opinions and impressions on the news item he just reported. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's very amateurish. But did you see how the professionals do it? They now present it as a fact check. And now you will have both their opinion and the news mashed up together, and also fake news. Fact slip with fake news, chop suey, alamod.
Rock.
Ano,
Maraming
Rocky
salamat.
Mambago ko. Rocky tayo?
Maraming salamat sa panonood, pakikinig at pag-share nito. Let's do that. Let's make
Oh,
this available to many more people.
sa mga hindi nagsasalita dyan, yung mga taga, kung meron mga kasama tayo na taga Star or taga Rappler High, mga hindi nagsasalita.
Sabihin namin kayo.
You're
Para hindi
welcome
kayo
to...
mabash. Para hindi kayo mabash, doon kayo sa interview namin sa Tambayan para hindi kayo mabash doon.
Sige.
Choose wisely.
Alright. Yes. Si no? Invitation natin, baka may mga nakakakilala dyan kaya Sarah. Sarah, wanted ka ni Atty. Ahmed, gusto namin kayong interview. Hindi si Sarah Duterte, Sarah Ilago po. Tsaka si paring, malay mo may nakakakilala dito, si paring yung kaklas mo, yung barkada mo ng college, NATO yan.
Zoom lang siya sa Zoom.
O whoever knows them, sabihin lang na review nyo yung Tambayan kanina, tsaka ngayon, iniimbitahan namin sila for a very productive and respectful dialogue with
Discussion between one communist and one
and two, ano yung description natin kanina? Walang walang kakwenta-kwentang
walang
kakwenta-kwentang, walang kalatoy-latoy na vlogger. Sinabi natin.
Tayo yun. Walang
kaya ano yung sinabi natin? Walang silbing mga vlogger. Okay. Yes! Bye! And music na tayo.
Maraming salamat. Rock and roll. Let's
Ikaw
rock.
na? Ikaw na magtutugtog o ako? Asan ba yun?
The plan.
So, there you go!
Sa iyong pang-aabuso sa akin, ako'y nasindak ng alurin sa baybayin ng kahirapan at kalungkutan. Ang tindi ng sinabi ng aking kapalaran, wala na akong pag-asa, yurak na aking dangal, wala nang lugar pa akong masisilungan o alon ng kapalaran. Sana'y tumigil na. Ang tindi ng sinabi ng aking kapalaran, wala na akong pag-asa, yurak na aking dangal, wala nang lugar pa akong masisilungan o alon ng kapalaran. Sa